All right, let me say hello and welcome to each and every one of you. It's Doug here with the all-new, the all-improved Trading with Doug. Still want to say the Lincoln list, but we've got to move on. So this is happy hour, and this is where I'll do my best to answer all of your stock market related questions. I will tell tales and rant about stock market topics, and of course do my best to share my 2 decades of trading experience with you guys, just so you can be more profitable, more professional with your trading. Now, if you do need help with your trading, as always, somewhere on the screen here will appear a link, or it'll be down in the description box. If you need help with your trading, you can trade it with us each day that the market is open, whether you're a swing trader, a day trader, a momentum trader. We can help you get to that next level. Now, normally when I do these happy hours, I'm just kind of sitting at a chair ranting about a certain topic or answering a question. So I'm going to do something just a little bit different because you're seeing me down at the bottom of the screen here with some charts. So I normally do not show charts on happy hour, but I feel something had happened this week that is very, very important for me. Number one, to reiterate to all of you traders out there who's been trading for a long time, you're going to know what I'm talking about here. But more importantly, I feel this goes out to all of those brand new traders. Now, we've seen a surge of traders come into this business just by way of being locked down from coronavirus. And you're about to learn or witness or experience a life learning lesson here. And when I see something like this, I feel it's my duty and my responsibility as a seasoned trader to educate people on something that is this drastic, something that can be this devastating. That is this GLSI. Now, to kind of shorten this up here, if you don't even finish watching this video, I'm going to tell you right now that these type of stocks are the absolute worst thing that you can ever get involved in. You are being just straight up suicidal with your money. Now, if you stick around long enough, I'm going to talk to you about some other stocks, you guys that's been around for a while. We're going to know. We're going to talk about things like dry ships. We're going to talk about things like KBIO, because ever since I've been in the trading business, we've seen stocks just like this. And we will always continue to see stocks like this. And there's a difference between a pump and dump and a momentum stock and a sophisticated, legitimate breakout versus this absolute trash. Now you say, Doug, why are you being so difficult and hard? Don't you want to make some money? Are you bitter that you didn't trade? No, because I'm telling you why. All it takes is one of these GLSIs, these KBIOs, to ruin your life. And when I say your life, I literally mean your life. People get divorced over stuff like this. People go bankrupt over stuff like this. And people have killed, I know this is terrible, but people have killed themselves over garbage like this. So let me explain, please. Stick around. This is very, very important. One of the more important heart-to-heart talks that I'm going to have with people. And I'm going to be pretty raw when I'm talking about this. When you're being a trader, you're trading, what you're really trying to do here is separate yourself from a gambler. So if you're a trader, a sophisticated, long-term professional trader that really values the money that they work for and is trying to make money, you're making decisions that are based off of 2 principles or a combination of those both. And that is technical analysis or a fundamental analysis, or you use both of those. So when you're trading, if you're a technical analyst like I am, we use charts and moving averages, VWAP, and other indicators to try to zero in entries and exit points. And if you're a fundamental analyst, you're either buying or shorting a stock based on the fundamental well-being of the company, or you're a technical and fundamental trader, okay? The point is this. What separates a trader from a gambler is a process. You have a process and a system that you follow. So if you see a great technical setup and you're using risk management, you're fine. No matter what you do, no matter if you guessed and you threw darts, if you use good risk management, you're always going to be safe. When you get into stocks like GLSI, you are not trading based on technicals, because there's not a technical setup here on this chart. If there is, please show me one. Please show me who taught you that this is a technical setup. Also, there's no fundamental basis behind this. This was a dirtbag dog stock laying at $2 to $3 for a century down here at the bottom of the screen, doing absolutely nothing, and then all of a sudden skyrockets out of nowhere based on a snippet of news on a breast cancer research. Now, albeit that's great news, but is this justifiable for an 1,100,000% run? Now, let me tell you why this is an account killer. Why this hurts people. Because first of all, you're going to have people that just short stocks. Now, fortunately, in this case, there's probably not a lot of shares to borrow on something like this. But you look at a stock like this, And there will be people to short it when it's going from 25 to 30 going, hey, it's already up a couple of 1,000%. It can't go any higher. And then they short it and then they add and they are toast. I mean, remember years ago, KBIO did this. You had people on GoFundMe asking to like rebuild their marriages and help them pay off their margin calls. This is hideous top level stuff. And you're shorting it. You're creamed. You are over. And guys, what you also have to understand is you can have successful trading for 10 years. You make one mistake like this, and this is why I'm really reaching out and talking to you guys now. You make one mistake like this, you get stuck into something like this, you are finished. Years and years of your hard work, you're finished financially, and most likely you're going to be finished emotionally, and you'll never be able to recover from that. So you've got those people. Then you've got the people that are just buying this. Again, when I said you're buying something, you're buying it based on technical analysis or fundamental analysis or a combination of both. Show me where you have fundamental analysis on this, that this is a solid, long-term, great, beautiful, high profitable company. Show that to me, because you can't. Show me the technical setup that you got into past 30 or 40 bucks. What technical setup is that? Now, we've talked a lot about the happy hours and whiteboards that I've done, is that this is FOMO. This is all momentum, and this is a 100% greed-generated trade. If you're trading this, you are greedy. You are greedy. You are a gambler. You are a pig. That's right. I called you a pig. And if you're a pig, pigs get slaughtered, and you don't want to be a pig. Now, I get frustrated by this because the SEC comes around all the time saying they're trying to protect investors with PDT. We all know how we feel about that kind of garbage. But why do they keep letting stuff like this happen? Now, I talked to you about the short side, but let me talk to you guys about the long side of this. What happened here? What ultimately happened? And when you see something that almost happens in every single stock like this, it got halted. It got halted. Luckily, when it did, there were some people that were able to get out, but it's not always that case. If you guys can remember, I couldn't find the stock chart, but do some research on your own. CCME. Sometimes when these things get halted, they don't open back up. There were people that bought CCME and it got halted and it stayed halted for like 6 or 7 months. So imagine, number one, buying a stock like this and it halting and you not being able to sell it or close it until July. Don't laugh. This stuff actually happens. But let me show you what happened to a trader or a group of traders to show you why I'm talking about max devastation. Because if you look at the highs here, you see that there's a high print of 158.07. That means there were a plethora of traders who purchased this thing above the 150 range, right? They bought that. That's not disputable. Then this thing gets halted. The next time that it opens all the way down at 90, okay? 90. That's like, I don't know, 60 bucks, $60, $70 per share. You lost $67 or $70 a share and you had no way to protect yourself. So how can you say that's, when we talked about risk management, you can't risk management something that gets halted, because when it reopens, that's out of your control. So don't think this didn't happen, because it happened to tons of people. There were a lot of people that chased it. So first ask yourself, who bought the damn thing first of all when it was $5 or $10 to start the day and was 158? That's ludicrous enough in itself. So you know somebody bought it. Who bought it? It was an amateur. It's people that are not thinking. I'm not being mean. I'm just trying to save you guys your world. This is what I'm talking about, the impact. So if you just had a couple of hundred shares, do the math. You set 70. That's like 7,000, right? Or some 70. I mean, you're blown up. You're blown up. You don't have an account. And now you're seeing it here move all the way down to the 70s. That's even worse. So when you're looking at stocks like this, here is what you're dealing with first of all. You are a gambler. You are a degenerate gambler who does not belong in trading. Your account should be taken away from you if you're chasing this stuff at high. Now, I'm sure at some point, I don't mean to be so mean and rude, at some point there was probably a technical setup. At some point when it was $5 or $6, I'm not saying that there wasn't. There probably was some good traders in that, some smart traders in that, picking up on the momentum. I don't fault you for that. I'm talking about over 40, over 30, and that's even being generous. At some point, this thing got out of control, and people abandoned everything that they ever learned if they didn't. if they did learn, or it was just a bunch of coronavirus lockdown newbie traders walking into something wanting to get rich, you know, chasing dollars. This is 100% emotional FOMO greed. And this is what I said in the beginning. Pigs like this get slaughtered, and you do not want to be on this side because you only need one of these. If you get stuck in a halt like this, you're done. Most likely you are done. Everything you've ever worked for is gone. Your emotional state. I mean, how do you recover mentally? Think about this. And it got halted overnight. So think about the trader who bought this up at the 150 range. Then it gets halted. And the market closes. And you got to wait till the next day to maybe get your money. I mean, do you think that person slept? What do you think their night was like? Do you think they ate? Did they have stomach cramps? Did they vomit? Did they think about like jumping out of a window? I mean, think about that stress. You don't need that shit. You don't need that in your life. That's just stupid. And guys, this happens all the time. I'm going to show you some quick charts. I know I'm just rambling on, but I cannot warn you enough. We've had stocks. Which one am I showing here? I think this is KBIO. Yeah. Yes, KBIO here. Same thing. Not nearly. This was ludicrous enough. From $2 to 44, but look at the same thing. Look, it's the same pattern. There were people that bought at 44, got halted at 18. You had dry ships that did the same thing up towards 300. I mean, you see these stocks all the time. This is not the first time that you've ever seen anything. Maybe this is the first time you've seen it. It's not the first time I've seen it. It won't be the last. And if you want to stick around, you will see this again. And my advice to you, if you haven't picked up on it, stay the hell out of this. I understand you 100% when you want to make money. Don't get me wrong. I'm not bitter that people that made bank on this. But if you did, you are lucky. And I don't think you know that. You are lucky that you made money on this and didn't get murdered. Because maybe you're one of these people that did buy this up in the 150s. Think about that. And you lost your account. There are people who lost their account. There are people that have to look at their significant other and say, oh, I just lost our life savings on this. I mean, do you really, really want to do that? And that's why it's so important, guys, because you could have a great career. You can have this great financial, you can work so hard your life and saved every dollar and just struggled to get where you are like a lot of us have. You make one mistake. That's why I'm talking about this. One mistake by a push of a button. You done. You can't afford that. You can't afford that. If you can't make a good technical decision, if you can't make a good fundamental decision, you can't use risk management, you're finished. And this is just on the most exacerbated level. Each and every day we see penny stocks and short and smaller stocks like this explode on smaller micro frames that go from maybe 2 to 8, 2 to 10. Same thing because they use bigger size there. So remember this, guys. Stay the hell away from this stuff or you're finished. And that's all I got to say. So again, thanks for watching this video. I know I ranted, but I felt this was such an important topic. If you want to stay and you want to be here for the long term, guys, you have got to be disciplined. You've got to be methodical. You've got to use risk management or man, you are finished on any level and you don't hate yourself that bad. So until the next happy hour, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Talk to you then.